once you really focus on, what you're trying to accomplish, which can be, just getting your brand to be a big brand, or you're trying to accomplish getting people to know who you are more, you'd have to focus on that more than focusing on, just making so much money, because all that other stuff will come. But if you just focus on you and your main goal and your passion, before you know it, hey, you're making the money, but you fulfilled what you always wanted to be, or you fulfilled what you always wanted to do, like your mission with your brand, getting it out there, seeing it on, an athlete or whatever, just things like that. Just you see the impact, you see what you have done, like focusing on that is what was really more important for me. So I'll probably say just focus on your statement, like what is your purpose behind your brand. A lot of people just start a brand, but do you want to see people in it? Do you want it to like go viral? Do you want it to like blow up or whatever? Do you want it to help people enhance their style? I always liked helping people like feel better about themselves. I know when they put on this tracksuit, they go to a party, they're gonna look like the coolest person in that party. So it's just that different kind of feeling that I get, that people actually want to wear something I made, and just all those things just all play a part in who I am and what I even started it for.
Going on, family? Welcome back to another edition of the Crystal Visions podcast, aka the Creatives Playbook podcast, where we help creatives find and monetize off of their talents, their skills, their passions, and everything in between, man. And so today is no different. Today we got somebody that's been, making some moves, who's been making a name in the fashion area. And so today we want to bring out Miss Kayla. What's going on? How you doing?
What's up, guys? My name is Kayla Parrilla. I am the owner of KingsPlay Apparel, and I'm a 7-figure business owner. 22 years old now. My birthday was like last week. And yeah, I'm just a creative designer and entrepreneur and a teacher.
Jeez, so 7 figures at 20. You just turned 22, so 21.
I think 20.
At 20?
No, it was 21. Yeah, 21.
Okay, at 21. That's a big number.
Yeah.
So talk on that a little bit. How did we get up to that? If someone has never heard of KingsPlay Apparel, how would you describe it? Talk about it. What is that?
I would just say it's a clothing brand, but it's not like just any regular, clothing brand or boutique clothes. It's like kind of like exotic, like an exotic kind of apparel look that I do, bring out. It's like I use different kind of fabrics and materials and styles to make clothes and new fashion, for this new like generation, So
Right.
KingsPlay Apparel is, I would say it's like exotic wear and streetwear. It's like a mix of everything. I even make like luxury wear too. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, talk on that, because as many people as I've talked to, when we talk about fabrics and materials, I feel like now we getting into a different mindset, So how did you even get to playing with stuff like that?
Basically, when you have a clothing brand, you do have to get your clothes made, and if you're not someone that knows how to, physically like sew clothes together and things like that, you would have to have somebody make it for you. It's like in your business, it's like to get your products made, you have to have like a vendor or a manufacturer. So with that vendor or manufacturer, that's exactly how I got, to start, with fabrics or different materials on how I make my clothes. So it came from a vendor pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. And so we gonna get there. We're gonna get there into the testing and stuff like that, because I feel like that's a big thing that I feel like a lot of different owners of clothes and apparel talk about is, make sure you get yourself tested. But we're gonna go there. So throw me back a little bit to the earliest memory of being a creative person, just in general.
I would probably say like elementary school. I've always been an artistic kid. I always was into art. In elementary, we all had like specials. You had PE, art, and music, right? I was always good in PE and I was always good in art. So when I was a kid, I was, in a couple art shows, and I did play basketball too, like my whole life. So I was talented on both ends, but I had to pick up the artistic side after I graduated high school. I'm like, I'm not gonna play basketball anymore. So, I just picked up my skill, like my artistic skill, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Hopped right back into it.
Right. Yeah, I remember I was watching the podcast that we was talking about, and they were saying how you used the shooter or whatever. Talk a little bit.
Yeah.
Talk a
Yeah.
little on the basketball side and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I did play basketball. I was a point guard and I was a shooter, a pretty good shooter. Now I would say I got better now. Back then I was like so small and I wasn't strong enough to like shoot for real.
Okay.
But I mean, I was pretty good.
So you still play like, yeah.
I was more like of a hustler, up and down the court, pretty fast.
Okay.
Good team player.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you saying PE and arts, that was your two strong points. And so what about the arts really grabbed your attention, or what kind of things did you do at such a young age that you felt like, all right, like I'm really into this?
I was just like natural for me just to like draw things, and it's like my art teacher is always like, wow, it's so amazing. Or I got into ceramics too in high school, and it's just like I always was making like one of the best pieces in my classroom, like at all times. Like I was always like one of the top 3. My art pieces were always just like really nice if it came to painting, or those little acrylic paint, acrylic little crayons and things like that. I was just always pretty good at it, and it just caught my eye. It's just like just seeing visually, like making pretty things is just like my favorite thing to do. Like, it was just like a distraction. Like I'm just zoned in on just making something. Like,
yeah. And so do you feel like you still have that zone, like you say, like, cause I don't know, like for me, like this right here is one of my zones, you know what I'm saying? Like I could forget about everything and like my whole brain feels like stimulated, like I'm in it, you know what I'm saying? So talk about that feeling for you. I don't know, I think this is my first time asking somebody, how does that feel to the other person? So how does that, like, what is your zone? How does it feel? Explain the whole experience, walk me through it.
So it's like I'm just sitting there, like for art, I like it back in school because it's like we were directed to do like a certain kind of piece, a certain kind of style. Now it's like I'm older. I would love to start drawing again, but it's like when I'm in that zone back in high school, they'll tell you, hey, we're going to go for this kind of style, this kind of look. And, I just start, drawing or painting or whatever it was. I really did prefer drawing more with, charcoal, things like that. Just when you just start, when you have like the charcoal or the crayon or whatever to the paper, it's just like you kind of just zone out. You're just focused on making that one thing. You're in the zone, you're focused, and it just feels really like calming and relaxing. And also they used to play like kind of certain kind of music while you're drawing, so it's just like really calming. You just forget everything. You're just thinking about just nothing but something, like you're just creating something. So
right.
yeah, it was just a good feeling, like just peace, like very peaceful, I would say.
Yeah. And so how does that connect to like you said, how you draw today or how you create today? What are those things? How are those pieces still the same?
I would say now it's different for me today because I do like graphic designing now, right? So graphic designing is like done on a computer. It's just more of like a quick thought of what I'm trying to do is like, okay, I'm trying to make some camo shorts. All I gotta do is just think about, all right, figure out how to shape it out, fill in the colors. It's kind of different, like doing something on a computer, because it's like you're going from like drawing to just getting like you're just putting something on a computer, like copy and paste and just typing things or whatever. But I feel like it was better back then. But do I get in the zone today? I would if I just play that music and create. I would probably be back in the same zone.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind of music gets you in there? Like, you talking R&B? Probably R&B.
Nah,
no.
Definitely not. I listen to like, I would say alternative music, soul music.
Okay.
Not even rap music. I would just listen to like soul music, alternative music, and like maybe pop, maybe indies. Yeah, indies music.
Okay.
That kind of music is just different. It just puts you in a different zone. Like,
yeah,
you're trying to draw like a picture of a butterfly and you're listening to like a rapper. You're just like, like you're just trying to.
Not the same.
It's not the same feeling. Like, I can't explain it.
You gotta be in space while you listening.
Yeah, I gotta be like outer space, like calms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I got you. Okay, so now bringing it from elementary, kind of going up the ranks. Talk to me more about how your artistic style kind of evolved.
Yeah, so I would say it evolved pretty much with like today's world. Today's world is like you just have to kind of get in a trend, but also create your own trend too at the same time. So I was just always trying to be different in a way. I was always trying to be different growing up. But my pieces today is like now I don't have a, a directed path. Like in school, they tell you, okay, we're going to be making the butterflies today. You know what you have to make. Now I'm trying to figure out what can I do that's different that not everyone's doing, or put my own little twist to it to make it pop off. Because that's, how fashion goes, You got to make something that's going to pop to people in your own way.
Yeah, so talk on that a little bit too, because I feel like that's something I've been getting into a lot, where it's like you want to be different, but at the same time you kind of have to follow
the trends.
Right, you know what I'm saying, in a way. And so like growing up for me, like I feel like I try to be different for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like literally just because, oh, y'all going out? I bet. I'm over here by myself. I don't care what's going on. I'm by myself. I'm over here. Yeah. And so now, you know what I'm saying? I'm older. I'm like, I can't do that. You can't just stand over there. But at the same time, in a certain way, you have to. Yeah. You know what I mean? So talk on how that works for you, because you got some type of formula working. You know what I'm saying? Put me on.
Yeah. I would probably say it's like in today's world, it's like you could be different, but if you're like different, like super different, you might be ahead of your time, right? So let's say I make something today that it doesn't pop, but in like 5 years, that same style comes around and it's popping in 5 years. Like I'm just so different, I'm way ahead of my time. But some people might not appreciate it depending on the crowd that you have. You know what I'm saying? You can make a really nice product. It might not go off for you because you made something like ahead of your time, like, you know what I'm saying? But if you follow the trend, like let's say people that are following the trend, like everyone's making the same kind of design, whatever, and you add your little twist to it, you know what I'm saying? You might not want to, follow the trend, but, just adding your little twist to it might make you pop off faster than, being like too different, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of want to just
find a balance
in between that, Okay. That's how it all works.
Yeah. So you gotta find a balance of being trendy, but then having your own personal sauce, own personal twist. So how do you find that? What is my sauce? You get what I'm saying? Versus your sauce, versus his sauce, whatever. Like,
yeah. So let's say we have like two brands. One is really luxury styled, and you have one that's more streetwear styled. You could probably say right now streetwear is popping like heavy right now. So you could probably say, let me make a street and luxury brand, so it's like streetwear and luxury. I'm not just in one alley, I'm not in just one lane, so that's how you probably like see the trend. Okay, the trend right now is streetwear, but I have a luxury brand. Let me twist a streetwear and a luxury product together. Boom, now I can say street luxury or something like that. You created another lane for yourself. You're not just, I'm just strictly a luxury brand, so it's like kind of conjoining things together has also been working for a lot of people today as well. I would say that. Yeah.
Right. So do you feel like that's kind of the area that you've been touching on, or what's your personal
lane?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even have a lane. Like that's the thing about my brand. Like I do so much different things. It's like, okay, one day I'll probably release some like really it looks so clean. Like the theme is really luxury. It's clean. And then like the next month I'm really, it's summertime. I'm making like streetwear, hoodies, full zips, all this stuff. And it's like, wow, like, so what kind of brand is this? It's just me, KingsPlay. Like we're not, one thing. We're just like everything, I would say. Yeah.
So I gotta get into the growth of it, right? Because you got a few followers or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got a couple eyes on you. So how does somebody take what you just said, right, and not necessarily, because sometimes I feel like when you don't have a lane, it almost hinders you. You get what I'm saying? Like if you don't have something that you focus in on and you're trying to do too many things at once, it's not gonna pop up. But you know what I'm saying, you're saying that you're able to do that. So was it always like that? Did you have to stay in one lane at first and then you branched out, or how was that for you coming into your area?
I was trying to see for me like what works for me, because what works for me might not work for the next person. My crowd is different from other people, so I was just trying to see what lane or what style works for me. And the style that really popped off for me wasn't even like a style. It wasn't classified as luxury. It wasn't classified as streetwear. It was just something new. So that's why I say it's exotic, because it's not luxury, it's not streetwear. It's just popping, like it's just exotic wear, So I feel like for me that's where I came in. I just created a new lane, like exotic wear. Like I'm not streetwear, I'm not luxury wear. And then after that, it's like now when that popped off, you have to make different things. You can't just be the same forever. That's when I got into streetwear. That's when I got into luxury wear. Like, and then I, just join everything together. And I mean, it works for me. I don't know, but it just did.
Right.
Creativity, it works for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So something that I just caught on to what you were saying. You said that you kind of put it out there, and then people was feeling something about it. I feel like that's something that I'm realizing right now is that you want to be yourself, like 100% authentically yourself with whatever you got going on, but at the same time, when you put yourself out there, there's going to be something that people gravitate towards, right? Mm-hmm. You might have a full spectrum. People are going to gravitate towards whatever they like. So then you just keep going. You capitalize off of that, and you keep elevating. You know what I'm saying? So how did that work for you in the very beginning? Just kind of throwing it out there, seeing what people. I guess the question is, how did you gauge what the people was feeling versus not feeling?
I realized when I was, doing my business and my brand, I seen how social media is reacting to other, creatives and other artists. They like to see like an aesthetic. They like to see aesthetic things, right? So if you come on Twitter with an aesthetic photo or product that has never been seen before, that looks catching to the eye, there's someone's gonna like it, someone's gonna retweet it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I come on, Twitter with some, with something that everybody sees all the time, like some boutique clothes or whatever, they're not gonna like and retweet it. I had to start thinking, how can I catch someone's eye when they scroll and they're gonna stop scrolling and they're gonna like and retweet it? That's where the growth came in for me. I was trying to think of ways, how can I catch people's eyes? How can I, make someone stop scrolling and want to share to their friends or, comment and say, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. That's where it came in for me to like create something like that.
Right. Yeah. So you started off on Twitter.
No, I started off on Instagram, but I seen on Twitter, I'm on all social medias because you don't know what social media could pop off for you.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. So now, so throw me back to starting the brand. Throw me back to realizing that you wanted to create a brand in general.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like at what point are we in high school, whatever, like when was it like, all right, boom, this is the route that I'm going to go, or I'm going to try it out, or whatever the case was?
Yeah. So, I was probably just on Instagram and I seen two of my friends designing on their computer, and I'm like, you know what, I'm an artist. Like, I know how I've been doing art my whole life. So if I can do art in real life, it shouldn't be as hard for me to do it digitally on a computer. Like, I feel like I could learn it, put my creativity and my ideas onto a computer digitally, because, if I draw on a piece of paper, like what can I do with that? Like right now, I wouldn't know how to, put it on a PDF file or, fax it on a printer. So I said, let me learn how to do it on a computer, because I'm always been an artistic person. So that's what kind of sparked my mind to start doing my own designs pretty much.
Yeah. And so keep going with that timeline. So now we're getting our own designs, and when is this? Are you what age or what time?
I definitely just graduated high school, and I'm like, wow, I graduated high school. I had a reality check. I'm like, okay. When I was 17, this is before I graduated, I had a reality check. I'm like, I need to figure out what I want to do. All right. Graduated high school. I started studying things. I'm gonna go to college. Yes. I need to start working on a skill, I need to research things, I know I want to do business, but I don't know how I'm going to get to that point where I'm investing into things. So, hey, I just take my time every day. And I was on Instagram scrolling, I seen someone designing. I'm like, okay, let me try that. Let me better a skill of mine, better a skill set in a way that, I could do something for myself. That my friend also had a brand as well. So I'm like, wow, like what if I made a t-shirt and I made a brand too? Like, let's just see like how, if I can do it for real. And I tried it and I gave up. For the first time I tried, I was like, I can't graphic design, it's too hard. And then 3 months later, I'm like, wow, like people are actually doing this for real. Let me try it again. Got back on the computer. I said, you're gonna learn today. And that's exactly what happened. Right out of high school, just practicing, learning things, researching things, coming up with ideas. Like if I started a brand, what would it be named? I was thinking of so much names, and then KingsPlay just like clicked. So that timeline was definitely after high school, high school.
Yeah, okay. So we got right after high school, and we're looking at other people. So talk to somebody who might be in that same area, right? Maybe not necessarily after high school, but right, like in a transition period, right?
Yeah.
And they have to figure out, okay, what am I going to do next? What kind of advice would you give them to figure out what it is that they can do and like you said, you gave up. So how would you, let's start on figuring it out. What advice would you give to somebody that's just trying to figure it out?
I would say practice makes perfect in a way. Not everything was clear, in the beginning for me. It's not always clear. And I was just feeling like, man, like, it's just so hard. I might as well just stick to school, and then I realized, okay, like, look, if people my age can do this, what is stopping me from doing the same thing of just learning how to design? It wasn't like, okay, doing a business. It was just learning how to simply design on a computer, learn how to do graphic designing. I would probably tell someone, your skills can bring you, they could change your life. Like your skills, like what your passion is, your hobbies are, it could definitely change your life. So if you just take time and understand, like, giving up, all those, you might go on social media and see like a lot of entrepreneur quotes and they're like, oh, don't give up, and everything just sounds too good to be true. But I'm telling you, once you actually make that success and that progress, you're gonna be like, wow, all that stuff makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing from people as well, is that, like, the cliches, that's real life.
It's
like
real.
as
like,
much
real.
as it's like lame or whatever, like,
yeah, like, oh, don't give up, follow your dreams, because or this kind of thing is gonna be hard, or the beginning is hard, or you're gonna feel like times where you're gonna want to give up. I'm like, all right, we'll see. There's times I'm like, man, I feel like giving up, but I cannot give up. I don't know what's waiting at the end of the tunnel for me, so I might as well just keep going.
Yeah. So do you feel like that's what is pushing you right now, like you said, the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, but my tunnel never ends.
Oh.
It's never gonna end.
Okay.
But the middle of the tunnel could be, like I don't even think I hit my peak yet. I feel like there's a lot more going for me. That's how people have to think. In the beginning it's so rough. Once you get like a nice, kind of emotion of success, and those moments where you're seeing your progress come in, just know, like, that's still the beginning. Like, there's so much more out there for you, and if you're following your passion or your dreams.
Yeah. So something you said that I picked up on, you were saying you keep talking about a skill, building a skill. So was that your mindset back then, or is that now kind of looking in hindsight, like, yeah, that was building a skill? Or
my mindset back then was pretty much trying to put something together more than a skill. But in the meantime, while I was building a skill, I realized, okay, I have a skill. I just developed a skill how to graphic design, right? If I can make myself a logo, I can make other people logos, and I can also profit off of that as well. So while I have my business and I'm just trying to, start at beginning, I just learned how to graphic design. That skill developed, my career in the beginning, because it's like, okay, that's my side hustle now. I just created a side hustle off of just learning how to graphic design. So that skill helped me out in the beginning. If I needed extra money, boom, you have a skill to make extra money for your inventory or your new release or whatever the case may be. It came in handy for me, and I realized it after I did it.
Right. So now that you can, stand here, kind of look in hindsight, talk to somebody about building a skill. How is that going to propel them to their next step? We're going to get into your next steps.
Yeah.
But talk to somebody on how can, focusing down on that basic, just gaining skills. Like, what does that mean to you?
I feel like gaining skills to me is like pretty much, it's like a benefit to yourself, like you're just beginning, right? And if, let's say, like, you want to start a business and you don't know how to graphic design, you're going to always have to pay someone to do that for you. So it's going to be an extra tab for you. If you don't know how to make a website, you're going to have to pay someone to do that. So it's kind of like extra stops in your like journey, which is nothing wrong with not knowing how to make a website or graphic design, what I'm saying? But some people that do learn how to do it, we saved ourselves a lot of money in the beginning by just learning those simple skills, and those simple skills, if I really wanted to like emphasize that, my life could have went 2 different ways. So just by learning a simple skill, people don't even realize that graphic designing has changed people's lives. Like one of my friends, I hired them after they learned how to graphic design, and now they do it full time.
For you.
I put them on my vendors list. So now anyone who buys my vendors list, they get a free graphic designer, and that's like one of my friends. So Now they do it full time. They quit their job, everything. So that one skill, you see how that one skill could, put you in a different, area of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, what I'm getting to is, knowing people, it helps, right? So you knew those, like you said, you knew the 2 friends that kind of put you on the graphic design in a way, and then you said that you put somebody else on in a way. So How did that work? Did you like, they were close friends? You guys chopped it up?
Oh, no.
Or
I just know. I just seen them doing it on their Instagram story. I was like,
you.
oh, I asked them what software is that. They just told me what the software was, but they didn't tell me like how to do it. I had to actually go on YouTube and do little by little, just learning like little things by little. I'm like, man, like how do they do it? That's why I gave up the first time. I'm like, it looked so easy, but when you actually try to do it, it's not that easy. It was really hard. So it took me like a month, like 3 weeks, I think, just to fully learn how to get it down packed, and then boom. Now I teach people how to graphic design as well, and also just by seeing someone do it and they let me know what software it was, that little piece of information just gave me like a way to download it and then teach myself how to do it. So
Okay, wait. So hold on. So you teach people how to graphic. What? Yeah. So what all courses and and options and other stuff do you have going on?
I do have courses on how to teach people how to start a business, scale their business, also how to graphic design, and probably, marketing. Like, I also offer a mentorship. I do a lot of things. Yeah.
I want to get into that too, especially the marketing, because I'm really feeling like it's an art as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, you really have to, play and balance things. But okay, so continuing on in that timeline, so we had we're now making graphic design. So you started making logos for other people. You started selling. How did that part go for you?
Yeah, I started doing logos for other people.
Okay, yeah. So now keep on going with that timeline. How do we get to, okay, boom, I'm finna put these on my clothes, on my own stuff?
Well, I started designing for myself at first, and posting. I tell people, like, sometimes you might have to post your design just to see what people like, because you might like a design, but if nobody else likes it, then why, you might release it and no one's gonna buy it. So when I first started, I was posting designs like fire or whatever, and those designs I got the most fires, I know, like, that's the ones I would release. And people seen that I know how to design, and I was like, oh, if you need a logo made, DM me. That's where I started, like, doing little, like, jobs like that for people.
And so at this time you're putting out that type of content. How does that, what was your, I guess, followers looking like? Like, it was just your friends, family, or you had an extensive follower amount, or how did that look for you at that time?
Yeah, so I did have extensive following. I mean, I had like a lot of friends, yes, but I realized social media is pretty powerful. So I put on like a nice outfit, it went viral. Tweet something funny on Twitter, it goes viral. And those moments I'm going viral, I'm like, okay, I'm going viral, so how can I profit, in the same way of just being famous on social media? I don't want to be famous for no reason. You want to, use your social media to your what do you call it?
Advantage. Got you.
Yeah, so I would put on a nice outfit, I went viral, or do my hairstyle a different way, I went viral. And then I would plug in my Instagram to grow my Instagram. So I knew the more I grow my Instagram, when I start a brand, a lot of strangers are going to support me as well. So, growing my social media is going to help me, because when I start a business, it's like, okay, people are going to want to follow it just because they think that, they just follow you. People support for no reason. So yeah. I kind of built my personal page a little bit in the beginning. It wasn't like, I didn't have a lot of followers. I probably had like 4,000, maybe like 4,000 followers when I first started my brand. And I just, try to always plug in my business any way I can. If I went viral on Twitter and I just started my business, follow my business. Like, I try to go viral on Twitter because, people are going to support you, or just, plugging your business or plugging your social media just to grow your pages, because you could use it, later on.
Yeah. That's, how could I forget that part as well? Like, you be stepping.
Yeah.
You gotta be dressing a little bit.
Yeah.
So what's your inspiration? How? Like, cause I feel like sometimes, like, I don't know, like, style is like hard. I don't want to say it's hard, but
it is hard.
Yeah,
for me,
I want to say it's kind of hard in a way. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you look at just everyday people, you walk around and you don't really see nobody stepping like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, speak on your, like, journey of getting fresh in general.
It's kind of like the same thing as following the trends and just adding a little spice to it, pretty much. I wanted to be different. When I was in high school, I dressed okay, but I wasn't the best. I was young, like, I just put on any, polo, whatever, and then I got older. I'm like, okay, like, I see how people, that get like a lot of, you know, social media like likes, they probably are like more different. So I'm like, what if I try to really tap into a different style for myself and try to see what I would like, just trying to be a little bit different, like try something new, Kayla. Like people tell me like you should try something new all the time, and I finally did it. I'm like, wow, I actually like this new style. And it went viral. Like it just goes viral. I don't know how, but I just put things together and post it everywhere and see what everyone picks up, like, you know, likes or whatever. Just, you know, keep posting that or trying to promote that as much as I can, and that just helps my social media even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now walk me through a little bit, because everything you're saying, like, you know, you kind of throw it out, you see how the people respond, and you capitalize off of it. That's what I'm kind of picking up from you. And, you know, this is everything you're saying. It sounds very natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like,
a lot of my stuff is organic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just sitting down, you're asking yourself these questions, like you said, like, how can I do this? How can I do that? How can I level it up? And so at what point, walk me through, right? Because this is all marketing, you could say, right? You know what I'm saying? Marketing yourself. So walk me through understanding that it's marketing. You get what I'm saying? From the point where you are like just doing it just because this is, you know, you're just trying to stay ahead versus like, okay, boom, I'm about to write out a strategy. I'm about to da-da-da-da. Like, walk me through your process in that area.
It's like different times of, you know, the year is what's popping right now. So like right now TikTok is popping, right? When I was like 17, 18, wearing like different color hair and like, you know, laces and things like that was popping. So it's like, let's see. So no one would expect me to wear like a different color hair. So let me just try it. And I'm pretty sure people are gonna like, you know, feed off of it and, you know, make it go viral. And I did that and it went viral. Like just seeing like, okay, if I change my style, because I dress pretty normal right now. I kind of want to, you know, enhance my style and, you know, spruce up my style, you know, spruce up myself, my image, you know, see how I would look. You know, I started wearing streetwear and I don't know, my social media pages started growing like organically, just trying different things, you know, putting out like at the right times, you know, posting pictures not at like 10 p.m. but like at 3 p.m. like just things like that. I just pay attention to, you know, and if something works once, it'll work like a million more times, maybe 1,000 more times, not a million, but it'll work, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So keep going on that. So now, at what point, okay, boom, we're realizing, like you said, it works. I could do it 1,000 more times. At what point does it become, all right, boom, like I'm gonna have a strategy? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna really sit down, or is it just 100% organic still to this day?
It's just like a quick thought of, okay, if I take a picture like this, it probably gonna get like a lot of likes maybe, or if I do this, or if I do this poll on Instagram, or if I ask a question, a really good question, people are gonna send it to their friends, or they're actually gonna swipe up and respond, which is gonna bring more eyes to my story. Like just understanding social media it's like, I don't know, it just happens. It's like a quick thought, you know?
Yeah, go into that, because I've been seeing like you said, the polls that you do, you know what I'm saying? Like every day.
You know, it's entertaining. So if I ask someone, hey, like, would you rather get $1 million or would you rather be in debt or whatever, they're gonna think like, what the heck? Of course I'm gonna click,
gotcha.
Boom. You know what I'm saying? That in the way that Instagram works, when people interact with your story, it's gonna, you know, bring more people to your story. It's just gonna put your story more like up front in other people's Instagrams. Like when you enter Instagram, you see like a bunch of stories. You know, when you have like a high engaging story, like they're gonna keep pushing your Instagram story in front of everyone else's like thing. So I just gave you guys some free game, like just right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I get like, you know, kind of like more attention, you know, to show people, you know, my what I'm trying to promote, you know, like myself, my picture I'm about to post, or my new drop, my new this or my new that, you know what I'm saying? So it's all like it's also like psychological, I would probably say.
And so like you took a course on this, you watched a YouTube video, like
I just
watch,
I just see like I study, this person went viral by saying this clever line. Let's see if I could get an aesthetic photo and make that go viral too, just by being clever with a you know, something that'll stop someone and be like, oh, retweet to support a young entrepreneur. That's how I really started like blowing up, you know, things like that. It's attention grabbers. It's people want to help you. Strangers want to help you more than your own friends or family. You know, sometimes those are the people that are gonna, you know, support you the most. Strangers. So I'm like, okay, a stranger might see this and they might want to, promote it even more. Like, wow, I support what you're doing. You're young. You know what I'm saying? You're hustling. Boom. It just, everything is like a chain reaction, like 100%.
Yeah. So talk to somebody kind of in that area looking for their next, their next thing to go viral, their next thing to pop off. What kind of tips and advice would you give? You gave a lot already, but it's a little extra sauce.
I would probably say, right now TikTok is like huge. I wish I was more consistent on it. I'm not the best on TikTok. I really dominate social media with Instagram, I would say, or Twitter. But TikTok, I would say get on TikTok because, Instagram Reels and TikTok is what, is popping right now. Instagram, every time they make a new feature, they boost that feature the most. And right now Reels is like kind of like TikTok. And right now TikTok is like the number one app in social media. So TikTok has been changing people's lives. I think I heard one of their associates made like 300,000 in a day off of just one viral TikTok video of like their product or whatever. So I'm like, TikTok is changing people's lives, just like how Twitter changed my life. Now it's TikTok. Now it's, you guys' chance to get viral and, put your product out there with TikTok. Because right now TikTok is like popping right now.
You're getting into your business and it's not really feeling how you thought it would feel. Sometimes it feels like you just need somebody to throw ideas back and forth with, somebody to talk about a whole plan, something for marketing or branding, some type of strategy, put something together and execute on it. If you are feeling these type of things, you need to make sure you hit up Crystal Visions. All of your branding, content, marketing, and everything in between. They will sit you down and make sure you got it right. Again, hit up Crystal Visions. That's Crystal VZNS on Instagram. Back to the episode.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how does it, cause we're pretty young, and how does for you to be where you're like, talk to me on the mindset that you have to be a specific type of person. I feel like, and you might not have always been that person. Of course, it comes with growth and it comes with, taking it all in. But, talking about like the organization and the vision and everything that goes into it, what kind of person do you have to be to get to where you're at?
I would say you would have to be a disciplined person, also a person of morals, because for me it's like I studied a lot of morals in business before really getting to where I want to be. I figured out doing honest business, being smart, things like that would probably set me and keep me on top in a way, like meaning like in my field I would remain consistent, do honest business, things like that. How can I lose if I'm doing I'm being a good person and I'm doing the right thing in my field. I feel like the mindset I had to have as well is just, just being like super consistent and disciplined. A lot of people, they'll make a lot of money or they'll do like a lot of big things and then they'll fumble it pretty fast because, they might not be used to it or whatever. I'm not used to it, but I figured I don't want to, take a huge L or I don't want to, fall down or whatever. So I had to come in there like, yes, I'm young and yes, pop in or making like like a big sales month or whatever, it's good, but I also have to be smart. I have to discipline myself how to manage money. I have to be my own accountant, my own like manager, assistant, whatever, when I was younger. So I feel like discipline is huge, and having like morals within your business and as a person, just being honest and a good person pretty much.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna start to close the gap a little bit. So talk to me on, so we're getting, like you said, we're getting a little eyes on us for the fits, right? And then we're starting our brand. Talk to me on coming up to okay, now I'm making 4 figures, now I'm making 5 figures, now I'm making 6. What was that progress like? Like, were you aiming at 7? Or was it one of those things where it's like, all right, we're just aiming to be as big, or what? Just talk to me on the mindset a little bit.
I would say a lot of people want to be like, I want to be a billionaire one day. Yeah, have your big dreams, but also follow. But I found out for me, what's easier for me is like, okay, I started off with like 500, right? My number one goal is to make $1,000 in my brand. After I make that $1,000 in my brand, it's like, okay, my next goal would be to make $1,000 in one day. have $1,000 day. Okay, cool. I made $1,000 in one day. Maybe I could do 2,000, you know what I'm saying, in a day. Or my next goal should be, you know, making 2,000 on a drop, or, you know, things like that. Or then it just keeps going and going and going. Setting like smaller goals for myself, I think that's what helped me out, you know. I didn't go in the gate saying I'm going to make $1 million. No, I wrote 3 goals down that I wanted to do. Go to college, you know. I wanted to graduate by the time I'm 23. I wanted to have a BMW by the time I was 23, and I wanted to probably just save at least 20 grand by the time I'm like 23 or 25, right? And for me, it's like those little goals. It's like, you know, and then eventually invest into real estate. So for me, I never, you know, was thinking, okay, 7 figures. I was just thinking, you know, making something that would pop. I never thought about the money. I thought about, you know, mostly like popping, getting like a viral product or making my brand more known, because in the long run, that'll help me out. And just focusing on, you know, the marketing aspect is probably the biggest thing. It wasn't about, you know, let me think about how I could just make so much money. It was just accomplishing, you know, staying on top consistently and, you know, doing my schoolwork. And also just, you know, I had those long-term goals, but I wasn't thinking about, oh, I'm going to invest in real estate by next year. No, I was thinking about my short-term goals, which was just, you know, getting known and, you know, completing school and things like that. Pretty much.
So are you still in school now?
I was until last year.
Okay.
I want to go back, but I might go back. I don't know.
Right.
I'm like this close to finishing, but I got too busy. It was just so hard, and math is too hard for me.
I got you. Math. You got
math.
You good. It sound like you're good at the numbers, though.
Yeah, I am good at the numbers, but when it comes to like statistics and things like that, I'm just like, all right,
that's a different
y'all got
game.
it.
Yeah.
I don't
got
got time.
I got you. Okay. So, okay. You're talking more, like you said, like you're kind of focusing more on impact, on you know, being a person, you know, that maybe not, what would you say, you know, like being a person that people look up to, being a person that can be accounted for, you know, what would you say? Because everybody might have their own little thing. What would you say? Hindsight,
maybe today now I would want to be more of a public figure in a positive way. That's all I ever wanted to be. I used to watch, you know, people like Grant Cardone. I'm like, wow, the way he impacts people and can teach people is so amazing. I even recorded myself during the pandemic. I made a video, and I'm like, you know, my goal one day is to be able to help people, you know, do what I do and maybe do this or do that, and it actually came to life, you know. Like that mindset that I just told you about, like having those goals. But those were like, you know, I knew I would graduate college in the future. I knew I would, you know, get my dream car in the future. But right now, what I'm focused on is, you know, putting my brand out there as much as I can, over, you know, just focusing on, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna hit 6-7 figures. Like, okay, that would probably come in the future. But right now, I need to figure out how to get my brand on top first, because without that, what am I chasing? What real estate am I chasing if I'm not really, you know, getting that first stepping stone of success? In a way, you know, my field is social media, branding, e-commerce. I have to figure out how to get that brand, you know, known, how to get myself known, how to get a product sold, before just thinking about, okay, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to drive this, I'm going to do that. No, I had to think about what really mattered the most. And that was just marketing, getting my brand up there and making people, you know who I am and know who KingsPlay is, pretty much.
Man, so in terms of, like you said, right, marketing, talk to me on becoming a creatively free person, right? Because I'm sure, you know, the things that you do now and that you're getting into, you know, it some type of fulfillment for you, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what you're saying, right? You're chasing that fulfillment. You're chasing that I want to be this type of person. I want to live this type of life. I want to be free in that type of artistic way.
Yeah.
So, you know, give somebody else, you know, them tips and the tricks that they need. Just like you said, don't chase the money, but chase,
you know, what you want to be.
Right, that fulfillment. Yeah. How would you talk to somebody?
I would say, you know, all the great things would come on later, you know. Once you really focus on, you know, what you're trying to accomplish, which can be, you know, just getting your brand to be a big brand, or you're trying to accomplish getting people to know who you are more, you'd have to focus on that more than focusing on, you know, just making so much money, you know, because all the other stuff will come. But if you just focus on you and your main goal and your passion, you know, before you know it, you know, hey, you're making the money, but, you know, you fulfilled what you always wanted to be, or you fulfilled what you always wanted to do, like your mission with your brand, you know. getting it out there, seeing it on, an athlete or whatever, just things like that. Just you see the impact, you see what you have done, like focusing on that is what was really more important for me. So I'll probably say just focus on your statement. Like, what is your purpose behind your brand? A lot of people just start a brand, but, do you want to see people in it? Do you want it to, like, go viral? Do you want it to, like, blow up or whatever? Do you want it to help people, enhance their style? I always liked helping people, like, feel better about themselves. I know when they put on this tracksuit, they go to a party, they're going to look like the coolest person in that party. So, it's just that different kind of feeling that I get, that people actually want to wear something I made, and just all those things just all play a part in, who I am and what I even started it for, So it's just honest business, and, fulfill that first before you try to chase, like, the money.
Nah, like you saying, like, I feel like I'm at that point in my life where I'm realizing that, you get what I'm saying? I'm realizing that I have to be a specific person. I have to chase those things that's going to fulfill me. Like I said, like, when my brain get all stim, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be in those moments, right? And then worry about X, Y, Z afterwards. You get what I'm saying? Because the more that I try to, you know what I'm saying, chase, and, oh man, I got this and I got that and I got that in terms of money, I owe, you know what I'm saying? It's
always
stress,
fall short.
but and even if you don't, you might just hit it, and then now you got to do it again next month.
Pretty much. It's like never ending when it comes to money. So it's like, that's what people tell you, doing something you love is, like, better, because, money will always be, like, you're always going to be trying to chase the next thing. If you make $1 million, you're going to want to do it again. So it's like, all right. And if you don't do it again and you're so focused on that, it's going to kill you inside, rather than, hey, I made $1 million, congratulations, and I still have a brand, that's still working and it's still doing amazing and whatever. You're still impacting people, you're happy with your life, you're content. When you're so focused on, oh my gosh, I have to do this, no, you're going to be more unhappy quicker. You're going to stress out faster. You're going to burn out faster, because you're going to be trying to do a million things at once, trying to keep doing, oh my gosh, I want to just keep going here, I want to keep going there. Yeah, we want to level up, but you also want to have a happy life. You don't want to be too stressed out behind what you're doing, so.
And boy, I've been stressed.
I mean, that's a part of the game, of course. That's definitely a part of the game. I get stressed too. I get stressed, when my vendors don't text me back, or they're, like, a little late with a shipment. But things happen.
Yeah. So talk on those struggles. What are the things that you have struggled with and that you over? What do you struggle with today?
Right now. I probably would say I struggle with, just juggling both of my social medias.
Okay.
I have two different things I have to complete. I have to be here for the people that need my help, and I have to run a business at the same time. So it's like doing both. It is it's kind of hard sometimes. It's like, you want to promote your brand, but you also are helping people, do what you do. What you do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm still learning the balance in between that. I know I can handle it. Like, God wouldn't give me anything I can't handle, but I will find that balance, and, one day I'll probably just keep doing both. Like, I don't know. That's probably my biggest struggle. Just creating content for both pages. It's, like, a little time consuming, but, I enjoy doing both things, so I'm never going to stop.
Right. That's perfect. That's beautiful, man. That's great. So, wrapping it all up, how are we looking for the future? Wait, before we even get there, how long have you been doing like courses and stuff like that, and how did you come up with the thought to even
not gonna lie, I've been selling vendors and doing courses since maybe 2020, maybe 2019 or 2020, but I started off small, and I was never, like, so organized to the point where I have a website, so I was just like, okay, I was posting on my story. I didn't know how to make another website. I didn't know how to do a link tree. And then as I got more bigger on social media, I started meeting more people, and then I figured out how I can actually physically create a course and actually put it on a website link and have different websites. And I just released my course, I think, on January 1st of this year. That was, like, a thing I wanted to do. As soon as the new year started, I wanted to make a course to help more people, and also make a vendors list to help more people solve their problems. Everyone has that problem. How can I find a vendor that doesn't scam? All right, here's my vendors list,
Yeah, so talk a little on the course on, how you usually, if somebody comes up to you, hey, what am I going to get, blah, 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 like, what would you tell somebody?
I pretty much, if it's for all levels, Marketing, I go over marketing. I go over, LLCs, business credit. A lot of people don't know that having a business and having business credit, you can leverage it, for your own benefit. You know what I'm saying? Having a business, having a credit card, you get points. You can fly for free. All these things play a part in having a business. Also you can. What other things I teach is like, how to create your products, how to market your products, how to sell your products, how to create a website. How to, use other social media marketing, skills and tactics to, boost your product, how to get more followers, all kinds of things, pretty much. I mean, it's all listed on my site, but at the top of my head, that's like what I could think of right now.
I got you. That sounds good, man. So, so how do you push that? What are the avenues that you use to
promote that?
Yeah, promote that. Just everything on your social media, or do you do Facebook ads?
I don't do any ads on that. I'm pretty organic. I feel like the moment I do Facebook ads, my engagement's gonna go down, and I kind of like getting a lot of likes on my pictures. I feel like it's just cool. Like, but as soon as you start running Facebook ads, it takes all your engagement away. You don't really get as much views, or you don't get as much likes anymore, because everyone's seeing your ads already. So when you post a photo, they don't really see it. I recommend Facebook ads for businesses, but on your personal page, it's gonna like mess up your engagements, because it's like, I don't really like, on a business page, everyone has like 100,000 followers, but they're not gonna get 20,000 likes. You just get like a little bit of likes because you're running Facebook ads, and that messes up your engagement. But hey, when you want to make more money or make more sales and put more people onto your brand, or you can be organic, but once you add those marketing skills in there, it boosts up your brand even more, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, just to keep the avenue open, we got some ad slots over here on the Crystal Visions podcast. So let me know. Yeah, we could talk. Let me know.
Oh, for sure.
Other than that, man, appreciate you coming by, man.
Thank you.
If you were to, wrap everything up, leave us with a nice little tip, man.
Honestly, I used to be called very lazy. So if I could change my life around and be who I am today, I feel like a lot of people can. You just gotta wake up one day, write down your goal, have your reality check, and you could definitely be successful too. It's hard, but it's worth it.
It's possible. So, yeah. You see it right here in the flesh. It's possible, man. I appreciate you again for stopping by. Let them know all the Instagrams and everything that they can find you at.
You have my Instagram and Twitter at Kayla Parrilla. And my business page is KingsPlay Apparel. You can find all my courses, my vendors list, everything you need in my Kayla Parrilla bio on Instagram. Make sure you follow and check it out, and shop KingsPlay.
For sure, man. Thank you guys again for coming through, stopping by the Crystal Visions podcast, man. And until next time, we out.